Hello, everyone. Welcome to week 4. This is where things start to get a little bit different and we start to migrate slowly over to portfolio 2 and 3 and 1. So let's share the screen with you and show you what's on tap for this week. All right, so under week 4, of course, you have your weekly overview and checklist. Please make sure you're watching this video each week to stay in the know for what's happening. You're going to see on the checklist for this week that here's what you have to attend to. You have a grammar focus this week on sentences, and there are 2 quizzes related to it, fragments and run-ons. And just like I did last week, I took the soft chalk lesson out of the soft chalk interface and made it a clickable link outside of Blackboard. It seemed to work better for most people. So let me know if it isn't working so that we can, fine tune it even more. Do remember that those quizzes have 3 attempts. I strongly urge you to take notes as you go through that soft chalk lesson and also use all attempts. I take the highest score of those quizzes. You also are going to start to formally think about your topic for portfolios 1, 2, and 3. And that is in discussion 4 for you here. And then I'm going to have you also complete a lecture, a collaborative activity, and a quiz over rhetorical methods of development. So let's go back into week 4. I'm going to walk you through these elements as well. There's that soft talk lesson. Here's a quiz on sentence fragments, and then you also have the quiz on run-on sentences here. Discussion 4 is all about choosing your topic. The first thing you're going to want to do is to open up the topics and begin to think about what topic interests you. And when I say topic, I mean that bolded at the top, not necessarily what's below. However, some of us are ready to go to that level once we pick a topic, but some of us just want to sit in that topic for a little bit and consider where we are. One of the best ways to do this is think about outside interests or even your major. If you're going into nursing, food and health might be of interest to you. If you're going into the tech field, maybe something within food technology and innovation or economics and business might interest you more. If you have an international background, global food perspectives, or thinking about societal issues might be something of interest to you. Whatever those topics are, whether it's the broad or if you're able to go into and say, I like number 3 under food and society. By the way, that's the topic that I'm going to be developing with you each week. Then you want to then go back to the discussion board and get ready to create your post. Your post information is listed for you here. There are 3 questions for you to consider as you're writing that post. Then respond to 2 classmates. Y'all, I'm seeing some struggles with just like, I agree with you. That is not what discussion boards are for at the college level. Instead, these are elements of peer review. These are elements of peer feedback. And so by not doing that, you're not giving your peers feedback that is critical. And you're also losing out on feedback because your peers aren't giving it to you. So let's model what good dialogue looks like and help our peers out. I've given you some questions to consider of how to respond, but it needs to support their thinking and their answers to the questions that they provided. The criteria for success is here for you, the original post and the length that it needs to be, and then how long your responses to your peers need to be as well. And I've given you a model of success so that you know exactly what my expectation is. Alrighty, let's then go down to the second part of the week, which is the lecture and the exploration of rhetorical methods of developments. And you're going to do 3 different things in this series as you learn this skill. The first thing is a lecture that I provide to you. You do need to take notes. If you don't take notes, you're really going to be finding yourself struggling through the content. I've even given you a helpful idea of what to take notes on because I know sometimes that is a concern for many people. It talks about what you need to be taking from each of the slides as I go through an example using the metaphor of superheroes in Edna mode to help us kind of make sense of these concepts. I've also given you a sample note entry so you know what that could look like and what it should look like as you go through. Then, after you complete the lecture and take notes, you're going to get into collaboration with your peers And you can see here, I've got it laid out what VoiceThread is and how you're going to interact with it. When you go into VoiceThread, which is located, well, it will be located down here for you, and clicking on it, I would suggest that you open it in a full tab view so that you can get to it and see it easily. But if you choose to stay in Blackboard, it works just as well as you just saw there. Each of the slides and the information within VoiceThread has a little bit of information from me that gives you context on what it is you're doing and how it is you're supposed to interact. And then you simply go through the slides and complete based off of my information for you. Now it's your turn. What to do and interact with your peers. Once you finish the VoiceThread activity, you finish the lecture, you're now ready to take the quiz. And the quiz has 3 attempts, just like any quiz that we do, so that you have the expertise and the knowledge of the lecture information, the collaboration with your peers to bring into that quiz. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and come back to you and let you know that that's what's on tap for this week. Next week, we shift gears into Portfolio 1 and Portfolio 2 and really put those rhetorical modes to work. Those pieces become a part of Portfolio 3. So this week is critical to understand. All right, that's it from here. I will see you next week when I drop in for week 5.